Back out here on Woodlawn Road in Lincoln, Illinois. Jake's Furnishings, jakesfurnishings.com. All of the specials going on after into the new year. The 13-month clearance, 10 to 50% off.
Double reclining sofas at only $4.99, my friend. Can you beat that price? I think you might be able to, but it's only by this recliner at $159.99.
Wouldn't it be perfect to listen to that in the playoffs in a powered recliner? As I'm sitting in a folding chair,
Are my
I couldn't get the
beloved
powered.
Bear playing in the playoff?
No.
Of course not. What the hell?
I'm sitting in a folding chair, and we have powered recliners in this place.
Well, you should probably talk to your wife. That's an issue.
Or talk to the owner, maybe. I'm not sure. Hey, Jake, also wanted to get some local scores also out there.
Absolutely.
Illini Central won again, 66-54. They're 9-4 overall and 4-0 in the Sangamo. Yeah, coming off that state tournament run last year that they had there. It looks like they're back at it and got those guys going to full string. And also Hardham was a winner last night, 59-51 over Mount Pulaski. Always a heated rivalry. That's where I was last night. And I got to give some props up to everybody over at Hardham. They honored, you think this, and this is crazy to think, 20 years ago, my 7th grade year, we were state champions in junior high 7th grade basketball, and they honored us last night for 20 years of it. And boy, it was pretty neat, seeing a lot of guys that you don't get to see. Some moved away, some still in the area. They did a really good job of coordinating it and getting a hold of everybody, and had some some pictures taken with the old stuff. And
throw some names out there.
Oh, Chris Clockengay and H.E. Weston and Justin Behrens and Robert Anderson and Derek Strubing, Brian Borma, Scott Simple. There's guys that you haven't seen for a while, or some you see quite often, and it was pretty cool to see a lot of those guys. Coaches Ron Spencer and Coach Chris Gerard were back,
Nice.
and nice for Mr. McGraw, Mr. Dave McGraw, who was the longtime AD at Hardham, and he was in attendance when he was AD when we won the state championship. And of course, I know he loved that part of it and loved it last night. And the crowd gave him a standing ovation, which was really nice.
It feels good when I'm from a small town as well.
Sure.
When you're on a winning team and you come home, you get to ride the fire trucks.
There you
go. The whole town makes a big ado about it, and it's great. You get a real sense of community pride. And that's what it's really all about. Maybe it loses a little bit of its luster when you get into bigger towns, which is sad. But what a great feeling to see all them, all those faces that are seeing you now that may have not known a whole lot about you. Maybe they were in a younger class or whatnot then, or even not. But they respect the fact that you guys were there. And
some were new, and some were still people that came to our games.
Yeah.
That love basketball or a big Stag fan, whatever it may be. It was just really neat, and we had a good time last night and enjoyed all of that. So I had to give those guys some big props, all the people that took part in that and put everything together, because there's a lot of work in doing that. But we had a real good time last night. Jake, Illinois, Ohio State comes to town for a 1:15 Central Time start. And also, real quick before we get into that, also I wanted to let everybody know that the 7th grade county for junior high basketball is taking place today at Lincoln College.
Oh, yeah.
They've moved that. They're going to try it, from what I understand, a neutral site, kind of a neat atmosphere for young kids to play in. Of course, the floor is going to be quite a bit bigger than the floor at Chester East.
That's the one thing I was just thinking of. Back in the day when I played at Beeson, we actually played on a full
Yeah, you guys
court.
had a high school
and so our conditioning was set for that. Playing on a bigger court for all these other schools, it'll be fun to see their spacing.
Well, yeah, it'll be a little bit different. We've practiced a little bit different and tried to do some different things. I don't know if we're going to be able to press now just because of the size of the court. But there's games going on at 10 o'clock. I believe 10 o'clock is West Lincoln and Hartsburg-Emden. And then 11:15 is Mount Pulaski and Carroll Catholic Zion New Holland. And then the winner of the first game between Hardham and Hardham and who did I say? West Lincoln. The winner of that game is going to play Chester East at 12:30. So full game, Lincoln College. Stop on out there, and there's a lot of games going on. It'll be a lot of fun to watch some of the up and
Lincoln
coming.
College too. That's something. I mean,
yeah, perfect.
For all you parents wanting to go out there, or family members, easy parking, lots of parking, and not just a beautiful arena. I mean,
nice facility. So
really nice.
Be a nice day of junior high basketball. So run out there and check your favorite junior high basketball team. All of them will be playing today out at Lincoln College. Illinois, number 14, number 11 in some polls, and number 8 for Ohio State comes to town. Ohio State was a big winner over Nebraska. Illini took a tough loss to Purdue the other night, and just not big. And I think that's going to be a recurring theme for the Illini. Getting beat on the boards. We got hammered on the boards against Purdue.
Well, I think the big problem with Illinois, to be honest, and we shouldn't have gotten beat on the boards that badly. I think a lot of it is, for some reason, Illinois is taking jump shots early in their offensive sets, and they're not even in position to get offensive rebounds or anything. And they're settling for even mid-range jumpers when they could be. You saw it in the first Maui Invitational and whatnot. They were driving to the hole hard.
Yeah.
And they really pulled back. I don't know, maybe there's some injury or something going on, but Bertrand, he pulled up a couple times, but heck, I saw him jump over a guy in the Maui tournament.
Yeah, right.
So he kind of pulled away, and he's taking some jumpers, and just kind of wondering what's going on there. I'm hoping Gross can get him going in the right direction, but still a really hard fought game there at Purdue, and Purdue's a tough place to play.
Yeah, it always is. It's always tough to drive on them. Today, Ohio State poses an even bigger problem.
Yeah,
they're bigger than Purdue. They're bigger than Auburn, who we got beat on the boards really bad. It sounds like it's going to be a sellout, of course. 115, that place will be rocking today. And a lot of people say, there's no way the way they played against Purdue, there's no way we beat Ohio State. There's just something about Assembly Hall. We play 3 times better than what we normally play.
Absolutely.
Yeah, you remember last year when Ohio State came to town, and I believe we won. Brandon Paul had 43 points. I mean, there's just something. We're just going to play good. The crowd's going to be behind us. We're going to make our jump shots. Do we win? I don't know if we'll win, but it'll be a good game.
Yeah, I like their chances, to be honest. But I'm a believer in this Gross philosophy, so we'll see what happens. But if they can attack the hoop, get to the free throw line a few times, maybe get some of those bigs for Ohio. I'm not saying in trouble, but at least get them thinking about fouling.
Right.
Then maybe we have a good chance.
Well, they don't have the team that they have had in the past, that being Ohio State. They don't have that big boy in the middle. They still have
their guards are big.
Their guards are good. They still got Kraft, who's a crafty little point guard. He knows what to do with the basketball when he's got it. So no question it'll be a tough game, and you can check that out. It looks like it's for my research, it's going to be on the Big Ten Network, so you've got a chance to check that out. The Big Ten Network at 1:15 Central Time. Ohio State is 11-2, Illinois is 13-2. So the Illini set to take on the Buckeyes at 1:15. Jake, let's take a quick commercial break and be back for our last one, and we'll talk about some NFL. On what's going to be coming up for we got playoffs coming up.
We do have the playoffs.
So
scary.
Yeah, the Bears aren't in it, unfortunately, but I have blamed the Packers for that. That's we're going to be back here in just a couple minutes.
I blame Lovie Smith.
No, he's gone. You can't blame him anymore. He's gone now. We're in Cheap Seats, 96.3 FM and WLCNonline.com. Good preview set for NFL playoffs as the playoffs get set today. You're in the Cheap Seats, 96.3 FM and WLCNonline.com. Josh Komnick along with the furniture guy, Jake Johnston.
Good day.
And that's what we're getting ready to talk about is a little NFL right now. And, Jake, we've got, of course, our beloved Bears are not in it, mainly because the Packers.
What are you talking about, the Packers?
What do you mean? They couldn't beat the Vikings?
What do you mean? Lovie Smith couldn't call up a couple different plays to beat Seattle?
Now you expect
couldn't
Lovie
get
to do something.
defense to do something?
You would expect Lovie to do something? Come on.
Well, if you want your team to be in the playoffs, you have to. There's
low.
a reason he got fired. I mean, to be honest, he had a decent run with the Bears. One of the more winning coaches that I've seen with the Bears. But at the same time, you got to change your philosophies up a little bit. You got to hire coordinators that know offense. You got to, hire defensive guys that are going to do something to stop the offense of the other team.
I'm blaming the Packers, so you're not going to change my mind. If they win, last Sunday, we're in.
You realize that you and I's picks are still in the hunt.
Yeah, I know.
I can't believe you made it this far. It's a good thing you chose one of them that I picked.
No.
I picked Denver, he picked San Fran, but I had also picked San Fran, so he jumped on that bandwagon.
If the Packers would have won, we're in. You know that.
Yeah.
That guy with the long hair.
You know what? I never want the Packers to win.
That guy with the long hair never comes out of the game. Never, ever comes out of the game. What do you know? Against a Sunday, he comes out of the game. Hurt.
Well, yeah. He's been hurt for like 4 weeks.
Yeah. He was even more hurt after they knew the Bears. They knew if the Bears they lost, the Bears were out.
Who would you rather play, the Bears offense or Adrian Peterson?
I'd rather not Adrian Peterson.
That's what I'm saying. Now they're playing Adrian Peterson.
Yeah, so now they got to play him.
So,
but if you're the Packers, wouldn't you rather play the Bears? So if they should have won, then we would be in the playoffs.
I don't know, because the Bears have some intangibles that are hard to focus on.
Then probably Lovey wouldn't have got fired.
If things are going right.
Then Lovey would not have gotten fired.
No,
so
he deserved to get fired. They still had a winning season. I mean, it was 10.
Yeah, he had. I mean, his record was pretty good. But playoffs here.
Playoffs.
Saturday, 4:30 today. 4:30. The Bengals and the Texans. Texans.
Watch out for these Bengals.
Yeah, I think the Bengals win it today. I really do.
All right.
The Texans. The Texans were hot early, and they've kind of stumbled lately.
Somebody else said
taking it lightly.
Look at their record.
I know.
They were 12-4.
I know, but I'm just saying.
They had 4 losses. They stumbled through the year.
No, but what were they, undefeated for how many weeks?
Well, maybe. I guess they started resting their guys early, maybe.
That's what I'm saying. But I think the Bengals are maybe the hottest team.
Bengals are hot.
Yeah.
I don't know if they're hotter than Denver.
Well, you're right. Denver's pretty. Yeah.
Denver's looking like the cream of the crop right now, but they finally gelled. But you're right. But they are playing in Texas. And Texas is a tough place to
It'll be crazy in there, but
and they have a little experience from last year because they were there last year.
You're right.
I'm sticking with Texas.
You got Texas. I got the Bengals. I don't know what the point spread is, but I'm taking them.
I would take Houston with the point spread.
Well,
it doesn't matter to me.
Doesn't.
I'm telling you right now.
You're confident on the Texans. Okay, well, I'm going to take Andy Dalton and the Bengals, and then what else do we have here?
Green Bay and the Vikings, right?
Green Bay and the Vikings. I hope Green Bay gets beat by 40.
I'm going to say Green Bay's going to win by 20.
Yeah, I think you're right. Not that I want them to, but
I think last week they were resting their defense up a little bit.
Yeah, they rested everybody.
Adrian Peterson just missed out on setting the all-time record, but they didn't want him. They know that the Vikings are basically one-sided. They have to run the ball, and I think the Packers can take that away.
And they will. They're at home.
Yep.
I don't think. I'm sure Rodgers has a huge day today.
Rodgers.
And. Double
check.
And I am. That game's at 8:00, and that's Minnesota at Green Bay. I would expect that he would have a huge day, and Green Bay wins by at least 10.
Yeah.
As you said, I think their defense will be ready, and their offense is always there for the most part. But Rodgers hasn't been his normal self, and we talk normal self. That's like human.
Well, we kind of had a conversation about this just the other day, and Rodgers is one of the elite quarterbacks. He is a future Hall of Famer, unlike Jay Cutler. Rodgers has been sacked more times than any other quarterback in the last 5 years, more than any other NFL quarterback in the last 5 years, and still puts up huge numbers. I mean, just mind-blowing numbers. And to guys that are not as talented as Brandon Marshall, not as talented as a lot of people. So, he's a surefire Hall of Famer. Whereas, you get a guy like Jay Cutler, good quarterback, solid, big arm, but just doesn't put it all together for his team.
It's a head case is what's wrong with him.
You know what? I think most quarterbacks are.
Rodgers doesn't show it if he is much, and neither is Manning.
Well, there's 2 Hall of Famers.
Right.
Drew Brees, Tom Brady.
Yeah.
Those are Hall of Famers. And then after that, who do you got?
Yeah.
It gets a little more hazy after those. You throw those 4 down there. You got, RG3 and Luck. Those guys look pretty solid, but it's only their first year, so you don't know. Maybe a Matt Ryan.
Sure.
Out there in
next waiting.
Yeah.
Next in waiting, I guess.
And then, like I said, it's pretty hazy. There's not a lot of real top tier. You might throw in Shaw, but he's kind of up and down. He's more like in the Jay Cutler range.
Right.
So, there's not that many elite quarterbacks, surefire Hall of Famers. So
tomorrow is the Colts in Baltimore, and that's Baltimore at home. And they've been playing pretty well. Of course, their longtime linebacker, Ray Lewis, announced his retirement.
Yep.
And I think Baltimore will ultimately just beat up Indianapolis.
I like what Ray Lewis was saying. His son got a full-ride scholarship to Miami.
Imagine that. He went to Miami.
Absolutely.
Ray went to Miami.
But he basically said that, if you get a scholarship to any college, I'm going to retire and watch you play every game.
Sure.
And which,
kind of neat.
Kind of neat, especially considering, in my mind, the best outside linebacker in the last 15, maybe 20 years. So, or middle linebacker.
Singletary.
Better.
Singletary.
Better.
Bears. You're crazy, man. You're crazy.
Yeah, that guy. You're talking about an MVP on
Singletary.
Ray Lewis. Ray Lewis.
Seattle and Washington at 3:30 tomorrow. That'll be a good one.
Ray Lewis would rip your head off and then give the eulogy at your funeral.
Yeah.
He's that kind of guy.
Singletary. Seattle at Washington. 2 rookie quarterbacks, RG3 and the guy from Wisconsin.
Mm-hmm. I like RG3.
Yeah, I like the home team. Although Seattle is favored, it looks like 3 points right now at Washington.
Well, it's at Washington. Isn't it at Washington?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, yeah. No, I think you're right. Let's see. Yep.
Mm-hmm. Landover, Maryland.
Yeah, I'd take Washington in that one. I like
getting the points. Yeah, I mean, it's been a while since they've been in the playoffs.
Well, plus Seattle's really more of a run defense, or actually more of a pass defense and a softer run defense. Washington has probably the best run offense in the game. With RG3's dynamics, he really
plus their running
it.
back too is really good.
It's really good.
Seattle's really good at home. Their crowd's ridiculously crazy, and they're really good at home. Now when they get on the road, especially that cross country travel, my buddies always look into that. And cross country travel, they never like that thing. So looking at that, I'll take Washington in the points tomorrow. That's getting 3 points. Baltimore is a 7-point favorite, and Green Bay is a 7.5-point favorite.
I like Indy.
Taking Indy in the points.
I'd take Indy in the points.
You got it. And then Houston is a 4.5 right now. That's not official by any means, but we're talking right now. Houston 4.5 over Cincinnati. I'm getting 4.5. I think they're going to win outright.
No way.
So I'll take that. And
Houston by about 12.
For one of the powered recliners here from Jake's Furnishings.
Well, you're desperate for one of them recliners.
I'm going to have to try one out.
I don't know why you just don't talk to your wife and say, hey, honey, it's my birthday. Even though it's not. Just throw it out there and see what she might not remember.
Yeah, she may not. Jake, we're going to get out of here.
Well,
you're not. You're probably going to stay. I'm
going to stick around for a couple hours.
But I got to go watch some games and eventually coach one at dude.
That's awesome.
County.
I'm not gonna lie. I love the idea. I've been thinking about this since you brought it up. The county being at Lincoln College.
Yeah. You're
putting these kids in a big atmosphere. And, not only that, but also for the parents, this is what you do in high school. For the playoffs, you move to the big atmosphere. You move to the college campus. That's pretty awesome.
I'll tell you how awesome it is after our game. And,
okay.
If we win, I'll tell you it's awesome. And if we don't, I'll tell you it's not awesome.
You definitely, with you having a smaller court to practice on everything else, and that's what you're normally playing. How are you going to adjust for this game? Talk to me a little bit.
Well,
are you going to pull them back, be a little reserved for the first
hopefully
quarter?
The coaches for the team that we're going to be playing are not listening right now, but
they're not.
It's going to be tough. we press full court, I think you have to in junior high, whether most of the time you have the ability or not.
Don't worry, I text them.
So I don't know if we're going to be able to do that. We're going to try it, and if it doesn't
for
work,
the full half, or just to pull
we're
back
going to
to
just
the
try it
second
for
quarter?
early. One, I'm worried about
Really?
the size of the court. Plus, I'm worried about our fatigue.
Well, that's what I'm thinking. I'm just talking out loud. But
we'll find out how awesome it's going to be when we get
awesome.
there. But it'll be cool. Yeah, it'll be cool. Everybody come out. 10 o'clock starts the first game.
Well, like I said, I played at Beeson, so we were always.
You're already ready.
Yeah, Coach made us run he made us run a lot.
Until you vomited. But 10 o'clock is West Lincoln and Hardham, and then Mount Pulaski and Carroll, Catholic, Zion, New Holland, Middletown are at 11:15, and then the winner of the first game takes on the Panthers from Chester East, and we'll be there until then. So
imagine that Komnick's team getting a first-round bye.
Our record was, but what do you want me to do? I can't help that. 5 teams, somebody can't play. So we nominated ourselves for it.
Whose team gets it? Oh, let's talk to Komnick.
That's going to do it. I'm tired of listening to Jake. That's where we're at. Jake's Furnishings here, located at 1100 Woodlawn Road. We'll see you next week after a big Railer win again. Railers at home Friday night against Lanphier. Need everybody out for that game. It'll be a huge big game for Central
Larry
State
Austin for the last time.
Illinois, no, he's only junior.
Yeah.
Illinois already offered him. Several
senior
schools already offered
ago.
him. I know. I wish he was. But that's going to do it from the Jake's Furnishings. We'll see you next week.
Good day.